Welcome to Midlife Unlimited Live for Five. I'm your host, Kate Porter, the Midlife Metamorphosis Coach, and I'm delighted to be joined today by my episode 23 guest, Adela Mei, sustainability business coach and founder of Jackdaw, to give a little taste of our episode that's out now, how to unleash your biker dreams at 50. So welcome, Adela. It's fabulous to have you here.
Thank you, Kate. And in your honour, got the jacket on. I don't know if you can see, got the hoodie on.
Well, today we are. Absolutely. And we're going to talk about your bike in a minute. But I'd like to say biker chick meets biker chic in your honour. Now, I chose you for this episode, A, because I love everything about you, but also because you are a fabulous example of dusting off our dreams. And in our episode, it literally does what it says on the tin. Because at 50, you had a bit of an awakening, didn't you?
I did. Well, I had a little bit of an awakening that with hindsight turns out to be menopause, but I didn't know that at the time. But my awakening was, so a friend of mine, as I say in the podcast, was keeping a motorbike in my garage, and it was there for months, and I kept kind of going in and looking at it and then sitting on it. And then one day the penny dropped, was like, hang on a minute, I really want to ride a motorbike. Why don't I do it? So I started riding at 50 and got my little 125 Yamaha YS and was sort of bombing around. I live very rural, I was like bombing around the village, and I came off it and ended up in a hedge, and it was all very dramatic. I was fine, the bike was fine. But it really kick-started something for me in terms of like inner confidence and along with a whole load of adrenaline, of course, but just a new confidence and a new sense of kind of like engaging with life. And through that, I've expanded like my friend network, my business network. I'm out every couple of weeks at least, with a group, drinking coffee, eating cake, and riding bikes. So literally, it was this like, why didn't I do this before? Like, absolutely should have done it before, but I've done it now.
No, and that's absolutely fantastic. And I'm delighted that in our episode, you do share some fabulous anecdotes as well. And I won't give any spoilers, but you've got to tune into this. There was lots of laughter in this episode,
Absolutely.
but also some very actionable advice and insights and it doesn't have to be riding a motorbike, but to actually think of things that we don't want to turn back the clock. We've been 30, we've been 40. It's not about that. It's about midlife is a time of new beginnings and dusting off things and thinking, do I still want to do those things? You may have changed your mind, but it is about taking those steps. And your experience shows that it isn't straightforward. It's not easy. So it's a matter of keeping on going, isn't it?
It is. And I think I got to a point where, I've been working a long time. I know how to work, for my business and how to manage my house. Everything had got a little bit, not flat, but it was in order, and it is kind of very routine. And this came in and it was like, oh, whole new different routine, whole new different clothes to wear, whole new different. I'm getting up, really early on Sundays because we go out riding, we have breakfast and we all go riding. And it's like, oh my gosh, getting up at like before 7 on a Sunday, that's a, big change in routine. And the big thing is like, my gosh, there is a world out there. Like I'm a techie, I'm working, on the computer all the time. And this is like I know this sounds really silly, but there is a huge world out there and other people and nature and roads and loads of cafes to go and have breakfast in. And it was like, wow, I know for myself, especially through those years, a few years ago, I got very insular. Everything could be done from the computer, and that, along with kind of menopause and other things going on, it's not very healthy. So that's the biggest thing I think we touch on, is the mental health benefits of the riding, the focus, and having to get all the gear on, and you have to be, really organized and focused and grounded. And that's like one of the biggest things. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm like clarity, focus, confidence, and super cool bike.
Absolutely. Don't forget to say that our episode is available now wherever you listen to your podcast. And anyone who'd like to connect with you, all your details are in the show notes and on the Midlife Unlimited podcast website. But I did want to mention as well, you've got to tune in because people think petrol head, motorbike, Adela, sustainability expert. But we won't give too much away now, but you do explain how you bring the two together.
Yes, I do. And for me, riding the bike is a massive part of my kind of sustainability mission, not just in terms of, reducing emissions, but it's kind of living, walking your talk. And we explain more about that in the podcast. But yeah, those things aren't, separate. You can have a passion for something and want to protect the environment. The two aren't separate. So yeah, listen in and find out more about that. Thank you, Kate.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining me today to give a taste of our episode. And check it out now. And here's to living Midlife Unlimited. Thanks so much, Adela.